Mind reading present. 10 alarming signs of a desperate man you need to know how to tell. Sometimes, it's easy to mistake a desperate man for signs and think he's sending signals that he's interested in you. You see him trying his best to win your heart, and you start thinking that he really likes you. But once you start dating this guy, you realize that all along, he desperately needs any woman. He's not very interested in you, but only because you found your way into his life, and he wants to give you a chance. Desperate men do whatever it takes to get a woman. She doesn't have to like it at all, as long as she can fill the void in her life. To be honest, sometimes she is not picky at all, and the only qualification you need to have is to be a woman. That's how low he can fall. At first, you may like the fact that he is trying to win your heart. You like the idea that someone is doing their best to impress you. But once you start seeing all the signs of a desperate man, you realize that you don't need such a person in your life. Alarming signs of a desperate man. The behavior of a desperate man who will do anything to get any woman in his life is indeed unfortunate. At first, he'll do anything to get you around him, but once you realize who he really is and leave him, he'll instantly seek comfort in others. Then you will wonder why you would let a man like this approach you. Because his feelings are never real. He just wants to have someone, so he's not alone. And I'm sure it doesn't go according to your plan. So, if you want to make sure that you won't end up with a desperate guy whose main goal is to be with anyone, here are the signs that you should know how to recognize. Once you are aware of these signals, you better run away from him, because he will not make your life better, even if at first he seems like a dream man. 1. He is too available. While you may not see it at first, there is a difference between a man who is always there for you and a man who tries to charm you by always being there 24/7. I know you want a man who makes you a priority and will always be there when you need him. But trust me, this kind of person is not what you are looking for. The only reason why he is always there for you is because he wants to win your heart. He believes that the best way to get your attention to show that he is willing to meet you whenever you can. That's why he'll cancel other plans and do things he wouldn't normally do. Because he's trying to act like a good guy, but in reality, he was too desperate, and he would do anything just to get someone nearby. 2. He has low self-esteem. Low self-esteem can be seen as one of the signs of a desperate man. Since he doesn't believe in himself, he will take whatever life gives him. He will do anything to please any woman he meets, because he believes that he cannot ask for more than he deserves. He didn't think that he was able to win the heart of the woman of his dreams, so that he would be satisfied with whatever he could get. In addition, a desperate man with low self-esteem will allow you to treat him as you like. You can trample on her and play with her feelings, but she still won't pack her things and leave. She would choose to stay because she didn't think that she could get anything better. So in her mind, it was better to be with anyone than alone. 3. He has no restrictions. A desperate man has no boundaries, and he will do whatever you say. At first, he may seem like a considerate guy who cares about your feelings and will do anything for you. But later, you'll realize that he has no boundaries because he's trying desperately to win your heart. Even if you go against what he believes in and push him further than he can, he will still decide to stay with you. He will accept whatever is on the table. Despite being mistreated in a relationship at all costs, he will probably approve of it, as long as he knows he will get a girl. Despite being mistreated in a relationship at all costs, he will probably approve of it, as long as he knows he will get a girl. You can never build a healthy relationship with a man who ignores his boundaries and does whatever you want. At some point, you will most likely use this behavior to your advantage, and that's when your relationship will fall apart. 4. He sends you messages all the time. We all want attention, but do you really want him to keep texting you all day and night because he can't stand it without hearing from you? Can you tolerate her angry mood just because you didn't reply for 20 minutes? If you decide to date a desperate guy, that's what you signed up for. Since he has low self-esteem and wants to make sure that he won't lose you, a desperate man will try to keep in touch with you. Even when you're busy or need some time to yourself, she'll make sure to keep checking in on you. She desperately wanted to have someone in her life, so she did whatever it took to keep that person. However, he probably didn't expect that his behavior would only make him lose what he had worked so hard to fight for. Anyone will definitely feel annoyed by the behavior of desperate people. The moment he starts suffocating you with his presence, you will be out and have no intention of returning. So, if you notice that this man is doing his best to keep in touch with you, sending you messages even when you tell him that you are busy, you may be faced with one of the signs of a desperate man. As time goes by, he will become more pushy, and at some point, you will feel like you can't do anything alone, because he is always there by your side. 5. He begs you to give him a chance. Another sign of a desperate person is his willingness to beg. You may reject him many times, but he still won't accept. No, instead, he'll be increasingly persistent in his desire to try his luck with you. So don't be surprised if you see him on your knees begging to give him a chance, because he'll be willing to do that. This man may even think that you are his last chance to have someone amazing by his side, which is why he is unwilling to risk losing you. No one can make her feel ashamed that she didn't set any boundaries for herself. No matter how many times you decline her invitation to go out for a drink, she will always try again at least one more time. 6. He needs. One of the signs of a desperate person is neediness. He wants to be around you all the time, and he will do whatever it takes to make his wishes come true. Aside from constantly texting you, don't be surprised if he keeps calling you every hour just to make sure you're okay. He will also continue to make plans with you, even when you tell him that you are busy. He will then keep calling to check if anything has changed, or if you still can't see him. People often say that a needy boyfriend is a very bad experience, and you have to run away from them. But they rarely talk about a clingy man and desperately trying to win a woman's heart. They deserve their own category in the list of people who are difficult to deal with, because their behavior goes beyond limits. 7. He gets into a relationship too soon. If a guy like this manages to win your heart, and you agree to date him, then you're ready for a quick trip. Men are usually known to be slow in doing things and not in a hurry, which is why you can easily recognize a desperate man based on the speed at which he is in a relationship. A desperate man may think that he has to rush if he doesn't want to lose you, and that is why he takes a very different step than usual. He doesn't live a relationship normally, and instead, he runs past him, trying to get you to a stage where you won't leave him. At first, you may see this as a good thing. You may think that he is not afraid of commitment, but over time, you will realize that his desires will bring more harm than good. You'll realize that you were never ready for the tempo, and you'll regret the decision to date him. So, if you see him moving too fast in the relationship, then you need to be vigilant, because it could be a sign of a desperate man who will do anything to not be alone. 8. He showered you with gifts from the beginning. We all love considerate men who watch out for us, and when you see him buying gifts in the first place, you might think of him as a nice man who treats his women well. But over time, you will realize that your assumption is a mistake. The only reason why he showers you with gifts is because he bought your heart. She is trying to win your heart, and she knows that no girl can remain indifferent to a man who treats her well. Because he has low self-esteem, he may believe that the only way he does it is by being generous with gifts. So, the reason why you get all those flowers and chocolates is because she's trying to buy your attraction to her. It's obvious why constant rewards are one of the signs of a desperate man. He thinks he can bribe you with his generosity, but in fact, he will lose a lot of time once you find out what his true intentions are. 9. He has no standards. This may hurt your ego, but you need to know that a desperate man will never pursue you just because he thinks you are special. He doesn't really see you as a unique person. Instead, he needs you in his life because you are in his presence when he is looking for a woman. There is nothing in particular that attracted him to you except the fact that you were there at the right time and in the right place. He doesn't want to be alone, and he likes women. You're single, and you're obviously female, and those are the two standards she has. If you decide to keep him away from you, you will see that he will treat the next person the same way he treats you, and it's a clear sign you're stumbling upon a desperate man who is willing to be with anyone, just for him to fill the lonely void in his heart. 10. He blackmails you emotionally. One of the obvious signs of a desperate man is emotional blackmail. When she starts playing the pity card, rest assured that you're with the guy who will make your life fall apart. He will give you all the stories about the excruciating pain other women felt before you felt it, how his heart broke time and time again, and how he has always been a good man. He had never done anything bad to any woman from his past, but they decided to hurt him anyway. Well, if the desperate desire to win anyone's heart is not considered a bad thing, then I don't think he lied about anything. Be careful when he puts on a sad face and pulls out a sympathy card. His appearance can keep you with him longer than you want, because you will feel that you should not leave him, even if he does not make you happy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.